As he'll be speaking with President Trump today about Trump's phone call yesterday with Russia's President Putin and an agreement on a limited ceasefire that does not seem to be in effect.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russian strikes overnight hit energy, transport and civilian infrastructure. If true, it would contradict the promise Russian leader Vladimir Putin gave to President Donald Trump yesterday not to attack Ukraine's power systems for the next 30 days. President Zelensky says Russia clearly isn't ready to end the war. The Ukrainian leader also insisted his country would never recognize occupied territory as Russian, calling it a red line. Russia currently holds around a fifth of Ukraine. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
3 different federal judges rule against the Trump administration. One, blocking enforcement of a ban on transgender troops. Another, blocking the cancellation of climate research grants awarded by President Biden. A third says the tearing down of the main U.S. international aid agency, USAID, is likely unconstitutional.
The case is one of the first that specifically challenges Elon Musk, the billionaire leading President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency. The administration says Musk is not the administrator of Doge and is acting only as an advisor. But the judge says public statements by Musk demonstrates he has firm control over Doge. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And there will be legal challenges to President Trump firing the 2 Democrats out of 5 members of the Federal Trade Commission, enforcing consumer protection and antitrust laws. The commissioners until now have served 7-year terms, and the Supreme Court ruled in 1935 they can't be fired over policy disagreements. The final batch of files on President Kennedy's assassination is released. Nobody going through it all has brought up any big revelations to dispute the conclusion that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
About 3.6 million babies were born in the U.S. last year, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That's 22,000 more than 2023.
The birth rate in the U.S. has steadily dropped for years, and experts do not expect last year's uptick to continue. Data suggests birth numbers actually fell across most demographics, with Hispanic women being the exception. The average age for new mothers also continues to increase. It's now 27 years old, with more women waiting until their 30s and 40s to have children.
Fox's Tom Graham. Alabama lawmakers okay a ban on devices that convert semi-automatic weapons into machine guns.
The state Senate voting to accept the House's changes to the bill. The measure passing without significant opposition. It bans Glock switches and other devices that convert semi-automatic weapons into machine guns. It comes after a deadly multiple mass shootings. Alabama has one of the highest rates of gun violence in the nation. Governor Kay Ivey is expected to sign the measure. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
The director of the Keanu Reeves movie 47 Ronin is arrested on charges that he swindled Netflix by taking money for a sci-fi show he never delivered.
47-year-old Carl Eric Rynch is charged with wire fraud and money laundering. Federal prosecutors say Netflix paid Rynch $44 million to purchase an unfinished show, but then doled out another $11 million when he said he needed more cash to complete the project. But they say instead he transferred the money to a personal account and spent it on millions of dollars in luxury items, including 5 Rolls Royces and a Ferrari. No comment from his newly appointed attorney, Gary Baumgarten. Fox News.
No change to interest rates expected today.
Fed officials, including Chair Jerome Powell, have indicated they're taking a wait-and-see approach to interest rates since so many economic policies are up in the air.
That's Fox's Hillary Barsky, the announcement at 2 p.m. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Police investigating a shooting in Champaign this past weekend as a homicide. Anthony Miller found shot Sunday in a car in the 1100 block of North 3rd Street. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police determined the victim inside the car when Zaire Herman of Champaign shot him. Herman fled on foot but was later arrested. A bicyclist dead. It follows a crash on I-74 in Champaign County this past weekend. Police say John Kwiatkowski was riding his bike Sunday night, hit in the right lane in the interstate by a car. The bicyclist taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, later died. City of Urbana opened its doors to residents at the City Hall for a public hearing on the revised draft of its Imagine Urbana comprehensive plan. The plan is a document that serves as a guide for the city's next few decades and outlines strategies for policy, zoning, infrastructure development, and community services. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good morning, March 19. Here we go. It's Wednesday, my friends, and it'll be Wednesday all day. So I was here for about, Diane got here about a half hour ago and reminded me that I was thinking Thursday.
Yes.
It's actually Wednesday.
It
So yeah,
is.
you got to know your days. That's really important.
Yeah, when we do a little different taping of the This Weekend Agribusiness TV show, it just kind of throws my whole calendar off, the whole week off. And I kind of, just remind myself. Maybe I'll call Diane.
There we go.
Or remind me what day of the week it is.
She generally knows.
I feel like it's Ag Week this week. It was Ag Day yesterday. Is there any agriculture things you've been working on because of this special week, Greg?
You kind of read my mind because this afternoon at 1, if you want to go over to the feedstuffs365.com. So you listen to our radio stations on 1 here and then you watch me and listen to me on that Feedstuffs feed. At 1 o'clock this afternoon, we'll have a half an hour get together right here from the weather office, and we'll talk about spring and summer and storms and maybe the D word and maybe too much of the weather word and all that kind of stuff. But that's 1 o'clock this afternoon for about a half an hour.
And where do I go?
Wow, you read my mind, Diane.
1 o'clock, where do I go again?
Feedstuffs365.com. It's like the livestock feed side
Cool.
of the Farm Progress.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Well,
So, yeah.
while you're at it, tell me what the price of corn and beans are going to be this summer, too. So just let me know.
Well, you know what? There's pretty good consensus on expanding the heat and the drought very much early in the western Corn Belt areas, and we may end up being probably too wet in some northern and eastern areas for a while, as in delayed planting. So that's the quick synopsis of it all.
Well, he knows what he's talking about, my friends. He's our meteorologist, Greg Solier, with our weather here for Champaign County and surrounding areas. It's our meteorologist, Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl reminds you they're always looking for great members of their staff. If you've got an interest in healthcare and are a caring person, you can consider visiting carl.org/careers.
All right, meteorologist Greg Solier, what are you seeing, my friend?
Well, another one of these complex late winter, early spring storms. Not quite the spread and scope and aerial coverage of the nonsense we had that came through the plains and Midwest and points east and south late last week, but a little more compact, but still doing its thing within like an hour's drive out of Omaha. You go from thunderstorm activity, heavy and severe, to heavy, wet, blinding blizzard type snowfall over that particular area of the far western Corn Belt. And that's the kind of little synopsis that we're going to deal with around here later this afternoon and evening time. And here you can do your own forecasting today. If we scour out cloudiness across the area, particularly mid to late afternoon, while not super warm or a lot of moisture, the atmosphere up aloft is very cold, and we may spin up a couple of healthy thunderstorms in spots, in clusters. So heads up on that. Level 3 out of 5 on that severe weather index and enhanced risk this afternoon and evening time. And a couple of radar returns already out northwest towards Peoria. 55 now at Willard and Savoy. 65 today. A little warmer to the south, a little cooler to the north, and kind of maybe a stray shower this evening and some active thunderstorm clusters mid to late afternoon and early on tonight. Then after midnight, what's left of the ongoing rain will mix with, maybe even turn over to wet snow late. After 65 today and a south wind of 40, it'll swing west-southwest this evening and hit 40 miles per hour on the overnight, low down to 33. Tomorrow, first day of spring, 4:01 in the morning. Wrong. Some snow in the morning, a few sprinkles for the midday and afternoon, and a partly sunny late afternoon, 46 and a bite to that northwest wind. Upper 20s tomorrow night, a couple of late day sprinkles Friday at 59 to 60. We'll cool to 53 on Saturday, a little more rain Sunday and Monday, with high temperatures either side of 50 degrees. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
No worries. It's March. Days are longer. We can endure all this, can't we? Heck yeah.
Sure.
Heck yeah. So the astronauts are home. It was
Yes.
unbelievable to watch this splashdown.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen something like that. And after anticipating being gone for 8 days, and then it's nearly 10 months later before they return to Earth.
Apparently,
Wow.
they could have gotten home much earlier. But apparently, the Elon Musk story last night, as told to Sean Hannity, tells a disappointing story.
I just want to clarify on the issue of whether or not you had offered to send this rocket to space to rescue these astronauts sooner to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I heard somebody earlier today say, in fact, that didn't happen when I believe it did.
No, we definitely offered to return the astronauts earlier. There's no question about that. The astronauts were only supposed to be there for 8 days, and they've been there for almost 10 months. So obviously that doesn't make any sense. SpaceX could have brought the astronauts back after a few months at most, and we made that offer to the Biden administration. It was rejected for political reasons, and that's just a fact.
Wow. That's disappointing.
You happened to see some of the dolphins?
Well, that was planned.
Oh.
Yeah, that Trump always said that's EI. They put that in there. Really weren't dolphins. Evil Hitler bringing him home with his friend Evil Hitler 2, Elon Musk.
I see.
No,
the drone footage
dolphins.
was
Yeah,
fascinating.
it was beautiful. The dolphins were there somehow. Central casting. Well done. That's amazing.
Around the SpaceX Dragon capsule.
Anyway, I mean, it's just disappointing. If I'm Biden, of course, thankfully I'm not, but I would have buddied up to Elon Musk as well to say, man, you're amazing. You're helping our administration. You're helping America. Thank you for doing that. And just have pictures with him and bring the people home. Yeah. It's not great health to not have any gravity in your life. What happens when you are up with zero gravity? I don't know who's been up 8 months.
Right.
But you're talking about muscle atrophy.
Yeah.
Muscles don't need to work as hard, leading to muscle loss. Bone density loss in 8 months?
Right.
Astronauts lose 1 to 2% of bone mass in a month.
Man.
So it's 20% of their bone mass is now. Cardiovascular changes. The heart becomes more spherical and weakens during reduced resistance against gravity.
I see.
Fluid shift and swelling. Fluids move upward in zero gravity, causing puffy faces and congestion, not to mention your hair's a mess. I mean, my afro wouldn't have done anything, but that woman's hair was straight up.
I know, Sonny and
I mean, can you ponytail? I guess the ponytail goes straight up.
Right.
Vision problems for that long without gravity. Increased intracranial pressure from fluid shifts can lead to spaceflight-associated neuroocular syndrome. There's psychological effects. How much do you like your partner now?
Right.
Extended isolation, confinement in space can cause stress, anxiety, and mood changes. Coordination and balance issues. Without gravity, the vestibular system, inner ear balance, adapts to weightlessness. Then you got to readapt when you get it back. 9 months in space means prolonged exposure to cosmic radiation. There's no SPF 50 for this. You're up that high, increasing the risk of cancer and DNA change.
Right, but you're inside, all right?
You're closer to the stuff that's radiation, and so through the little windows, I guess. I don't know. No, just the sphere. In any event, they didn't need to be there that long. It's too bad.
Right.
They're going to be okay, I think. It's going to take them, they think, 9 months to readapt. I presumed you still get paid for readapting and getting your balance back. But bottom line, it's too bad that they had to get involved in political football because it happened to be a presidential election and Trump's guy can't go help them. You know, that kind of thing, I guess.
Facetiously, Nick chimed in, if Elon said it, it must be true.
Well, okay, yeah, you can do that too. But you got to tell me why all the left is against electric cars now. Please tell me why Mark Kelly, the great astronaut, is selling his Tesla and getting some Tahoes, which get 13 miles a gallon.
Right.
Way to go. Way to stand up for your environment. Way to be consistent on
I thought the narrative was everybody needs to go green.
Everybody had to go green unless...
That was 6 months ago.
You get hitched up with Adolf Hitler. That's the difference. You're always welcome to text. Love your text. 217-359-2255. It's called the Fisher National Bank text line. Okay. Sports headlines.
NCAA tournament play-in games of at North Carolina over San Diego State as an 11 seed. 95-68 was the final. Alabama State with a last-second layup, 70-68 winners over St. Francis, Pennsylvania.
The kid threw like a NFL football pass the complete length of the court. He just like reared back and just threw it like T.J. Wheeler did to Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
This went all the way to the basket. And they tipped around. The guy got it under the basket and laid it in.
Wow.
It was just one of those jump ball things, and they thought their guy'd get it, and they did.
What a finish.
Or it was a Hail Mary. It was a Hail Mary like
For
football.
sure.
Ball tips around and goes to the right. That's what happened.
In fact, I think the headline said basketball's version of a Hail Mary.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exciting for that team. First time ever Alabama State has ever won an NCAA tournament game.
So I think they'll have number 6 seed Ole Miss, and Auburn is who North Carolina will face. So good luck with that.
Well, North Carolina obviously said, "Oh, we don't belong," and they dominated.
Right, right.
We'll see.
And you never know.
North Carolina. Wait a minute. North Carolina plays who?
I thought it was Auburn.
They're not a 16. They can't be a 16. 11 would play a 6. What is North Carolina? 11? I got it right here.
11 seed, yes.
Okay, they'll play a 6 like us.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't put North Carolina against Auburn. They'd go, wait a minute, man, that's a major conference.
I've yet to print up my brackets and do all this. So is it by tomorrow at 11 is when the real game starts?
Yeah, you got to get everything by 10 if you're getting anything. Yeah, 10 Central Time. But yeah, Auburn will play Alabama State. Okay, good luck.
Okay.
All right.
So that's who. Okay, I just made a little boo-boo there.
I got
Alabama
this is
State
from
is the one who beat St. Francis yesterday.
That's correct.
Okay.
All right.
So wow.
And we'll be watching tonight. It's a late game. It's Texas and Xavier. We get the winner of that one.
Right.
So
and first round of the NIT is out of the gate. Also, I know I mentioned St. Louis University and they lost yesterday, so they bumped out. Of course, Texas and Xavier game tonight. We're interested in that in the 11 seed battle. 8:10 tonight is when that's happening, in case you want to find out who we're playing in Milwaukee on Friday night.
All right.
Go Illini.
Okay, I got some Jim Rome.
Okay.
Jim Rome's a national host, and he got Brad Underwood on yesterday for a phone call. Actually, it was a Zoom call. It was on TV. So I will play some of what Brad said about how he feels about the team, how practice went yesterday. Spoiler alert, it was really good. And then how he feels about Kasparis and a little bit about his future. And Brad said Kasparis' best basketball will be in the association, as in the NBA.
Okay.
As he's still so young, just turned 18 last fall. Here we go with our weather, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Reminding you, during spring break, they've got indoor aquatic center hours and lots of options for you. Have you checked out the Health and Wellness Center? You can find out details at urbanaparks.org.
All right, we do have a Stever you might be interested in for this springtime. Stand by. We'll do that next. ESPN 93.5. It is 7:18.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Champaign Event Saturday. Quite windy for the day today with variable and cloudy skies. A little bit of a cool off later today, up to 65 before then. Stray shower late this morning and a couple of active, perhaps locally heavy or severe thunderstorms will get going this afternoon. Get a little more sun into this weather system and things will destabilize. And again, the threat for severe weather is in enhanced mode, category 3 out of 5 this afternoon and evening time. A couple of periods of rain for the night tonight. Maybe a thunderstorm and a gusty one this evening as well. Low down to about 33. That rain may mix with some snow late. Tomorrow, springtime, 4:01 in the morning. Anything but windy, much cooler. Some showers of snow, mixed snow and rain in the morning. Partly sunny later in the day, up to 46. We'll bottom out at 28 as skies clear tomorrow night. And maybe a few sprinkles in the afternoon. Late Friday at 59 to 60. Bit cooler at 53 and a partly cloudy Saturday. A little more rain back in Sunday into Monday. High temperatures of about 54 next Sunday. We're in the upper 40s next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Highs in the lower 50s. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm Beatrice Greg Soldier.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Fed is set to make its first interest rate decision since the trade war kicked into high gear, sending stocks reeling. The expectation is the central bank will announce today it's keeping interest rates steady. In the escalating fight between Ben & Jerry's and parent company Unilever, the ice cream maker accusing it in a court filing of firing its chief executive because it wanted him to stop making political statements. The filing claims Unilever has violated a merger agreement and repeatedly threatened Ben & Jerry's personnel to silence the social mission. No responses yet from Unilever, which is preparing to spin off the ice cream brand later this year. And Cheerios maker General Mills beating earnings by 2 cents a share, though revenue fell short of estimates. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
It is time to take the quiz.
It's 5 questions in less than 5 minutes. We ask people on the streets of New York City to play along. Let's see how you do.
I'm having what she's having. It's a quote from a 1989 film starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. Name the film.
E.T. When Harry Met Sally.
You got it. When Harry Met Sally.
Either way you did, you can always try again tomorrow. Take the quiz every day at thequiz.fox. Then come back here to see how you did.
Thank you for taking the quiz.
I have a circle of friends that have been talking about getting a better place. And if you're interested in selling your home, call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans at 239-7113. I love the relationship with some of the top builders in the area.
Yeah, that's something we've worked on over the last 5 or 6 years, is really getting in on the inside of not just the building part of the subdivisions, but the whole development part of it. Mm-hmm. So we've chosen to partner with a lot of these builders locally, Champaign, Mahomet, Savoy, and to really understand what these subdivisions look like, who has access to what lots, what these lots cost, what type of home is going to be built in that subdivision. That way, when people are looking to plan to build, and if that's now or in a few years, where their home is most likely going to be the best fit for them, or what type of community they're looking for.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Ozark Mountain Daredevils? Are they coming somewhere local? I think I read that.
Is that right?
I mean, anybody know don't say anything. The number one song from the Ozark Mountain Daredevils, you know that
Jackie Blue.
I said, don't say it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I said you said don't look it up. I didn't look it up.
Knew you'd know, but that's okay.
It's the part of the working the oldies format at Oldies 92 back in the day. Back in the day when you remembered stuff. You know that zone when you're between 22 and 32.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember a lot. But now?
Yeah, a little harder. All right, so anyway, they're coming somewhere, but of course I can't remember that. But I saw it somewhere. I don't know if there's another song besides Ooh Ooh Jackie Blue.
Right.
But anyway.
What
okay.
made you think of that?
Because I was going to play that as a bump because that is a good one.
Okay,
that's a good bumper.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the intros, if I'm going to guess, it'd be like 18 seconds, but I can't remember that either.
Right.
Used to know all those
the
things.
ramp of the song before the vocalist starts to sing.
Yep.
I do see August 8th in Bloomington.
Okay.
This Bloomington Center for the Performing Arts, I've heard some great things about it, and it looks like the tickets will go on sale in a few days. So you must have heard something somewhere.
Somewhere. Okay. So we do have a Stever, and I got Brother Johnny coming up in a few minutes. Ed Martin, U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C. Don't know. He generally texts in the 5 a.m. hour. Haven't heard this morning. Might mean he's inundated with stuff, but we'll see. Okay, so our Stever is 2 men in a junk truck, and we just started this a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you $200 when people come to your home and have to get around the corner of the basement stairs, and that thing you have to put the kind of you know what I'm talking about? We're trying to move stuff. Anyway, if you have things that you need to let go, and they'll recycle. I think they're going to do a garage sale coming up in May.
That's right. April 12th, I believe. It's a Saturday.
And they might have some very gently used things that say,
right.
you know what, we can make a little more than just donating this. We can sell it ourselves.
Someone who's just, entered out of that chapter, entered a new chapter. Like, for instance, one of our winners had a bunch of exercise equipment, and it was down in the basement. And if you've got a treadmill and some other things, that could be really hard and awkward. And these young guys know the angles, they know how to move things, and, in renting a truck, I mean, there's all kinds of things you have to navigate when you're moving your stuff out and getting something new. This comment says, 2 very professional gentlemen showed up on location. We ended up having a quote on the spot because we found more stuff. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I would definitely suggest their services to anyone needing some help. Thank you, Stevie and Diane.
All right, well, you're welcome, and I'm glad you could use that. So here's the deal. I'll give you $200 to have 2 men in a junk truck come to your home and collect it. An example of what $200 might be could be a sofa and a recliner.
Yep.
What people are finding is, how much for this? And that's another $100. Okay, we'll just do that.
Right.
Because you got the guys.
That's right.
And you can't get it out yourself.
And you could essentially get it half off then with our Stever offer.
Yeah, right.
Furniture removal, appliance removal, electronics, debris removal.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so here's how you do it. Just text in junk to 217-359-2255, and I'll give you $200 toward whatever you're going to do. If it's $200, $200. But if it's $500, you get $200 off.
2 men and a junk truck.
Yep.
A reliable solution for your clutter-free space.
I'm telling you,
on your schedule.
How does it feel when you clear something out?
And it says
huge.
on your schedule here on the website too, because oftentimes you're like, okay, let me put that over here on the side of the garage for in 3 months.
Yeah, no,
when
I know.
they have the collection for this item.
I get it. All right, so text in junk if you want to be considered. Only one winner today, 217-359-2255. That's the Fisher National Bank text line. So good luck there. And now, what I was referring to, remember this?
There we go.
That's a little shorter bridge, more like 10.
So sorry,
Not
I
18.
ruined it for
No,
you,
it's no-
Stevie.
Oh, yeah. Did they have anything else? This was a one-hit wonder, right? I don't know. I can't remember.
All I know is I did the search and the people look super old.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
this was from 74.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's when all of us listened to WLS.
That was the blowtorch out of Chicago. Little Tommy
Hey, listen.
sharing the animal stories.
Good on
Larry
him.
Lujack.
Getting out there and doing this. With Jeff Davis, who voices our US 105.9. He was the nighttime disc jockey.
He's still in it.
Yeah. He's got a great voice. All right. Anyway, FYI, Jackie Blue. All right. Brother Johnny and maybe Ed Martin coming up. Stevie J here with Nate Evans of eXp Realty. You'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328 888-878-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
All right. ESPN 93.5, baseball starts. Baseball started. It's in Japan. It's on US 105.9. Cubs are losing. If you want to check on that. So we'll be right back. The news now. Stand by.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump calls his chat with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, productive.
I think we had a great call. It lasted almost 2 hours. Talked about a lot of things, and toward getting it to peace, and we talked about other things also.
The president speaking exclusively on Fox's The Ingram Mangle. Another call set up for today.
President Zelensky has confirmed that he will have contact with President Trump here today, but he responded to Putin's scaled-back agreement with disappointment, writing that Putin effectively rejected the proposal for a full ceasefire. Talks are going to continue. U.S. officials heading back to Saudi Arabia on Sunday.
Fox's Alexander Hoff at the White House. Anti-government protesters in the streets of Istanbul, Turkey. The city's mayor rivaled the President Erdogan, arrested along with about 100 others. It's seen as a crackdown on dissent. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Over 7,000 students in Illinois will have the chance to visit state parks, museums, and other natural resources this year, thanks to grant money from the State Biodiversity Field Trip Grant Program. Friday, the Department of Natural Resources announcing that close to $100,000 awarded throughout the state, funding 113 student field trips. The program will fund 16 field trips for Central Illinois students. Carle Health announcing it'll discontinue its Health Alliance and First Carolina Care health insurance plans, excluding Medicare Advantage at the end of the year. Move will force all policyholders, including many university faculty, to choose an alternative plan. City of Urbana opened its doors to residents at the City Hall for a public hearing on the revised draft of its Imagine Urbana comprehensive plan. The plan, Imagine Urbana, is a document that serves as a guide for the city's next few decades. It outlines strategies for policy, zoning, infrastructure development, and community services. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Our weather brought to you by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt Lenschow and State Farm are there. That's the wrong one.
All good.
Now our meteorologist, Greg Solier.
Welcome, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Another complex and compact weather system on through the Plain States, and an array of weather there coming our way here over the next 24 to 36 hours. Variably cloudy skies, windy for the day today, up a 65-degree high, and maybe dropping a bit. A couple of spotty showers late this morning. Thunderstorms and scattered coverage this afternoon. More in the way of sun will destabilize the atmosphere, and some of those storms could turn severe in some spots late this afternoon and evening time, with high again up to 65. That south-southwest wind gusting 40 to 45. West-northwest wind tonight, and overnight low down to 33. And colder air moves in. A gusty evening thunderstorm. Then overnight, some periods of rain will mix with some snow, and maybe some snow tomorrow morning. A few sprinkles mixed in for the early afternoon. Then a partly sunny late day high on the first day of spring of 46, with upper 20s tomorrow night. Little rain late in the day Friday, 59 to 60. Will cool to 53 Saturday. A little more rain back in for Sunday and Monday. High temperatures there in the upper 40s and lower 50s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
It's halftime of the big sale. We have Dick Van Dyke, Appliance World coach Paul Reekin here. Paul, what's the game plan?
It's just like I was telling my team. These prices are low, but they just aren't low enough.
Well, Paul, what do you do?
We have a top-of-the-line Electrolux laundry pair. I'm going with a free pedestal on the pair, free delivery and installation, and this hurts, but I'm going to throw in an additional $100 off.
No way.
That's over $600 off the whole pair.
Thanks, Paul.
Team, get to the locker room. We have to talk about what I just promised this radio guy.
And there you have it from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, where you always get up.
Wow.
Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery has savings store-wide for the anniversary sale. Installation is half off Mohawk's waterproof luxury vinyl floors. The installation is free for Mohawk Carpet. And get up to $1,000 instant rebate on Mohawk carpets and floors. Instant rebates on all furniture. Plus, buy it all 2 years free financing. Don't miss the anniversary sale going on now at Carpet Weavers.
Well, it's Wednesday, and we have Brother Johnny ducking out of Bible study, where I believe you guys are still in Deuteronomy, Johnny. Is that where we are?
No, I think we're into Joshua, Steve.
Joshua, okay.
Yes, sir. That's after Deuteronomy.
Okay, moving right on through. Okay, so Ed Martin, U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., did not pick up today. We had not heard. Normally we get a call, rather a text at 5 a.m. Letting us know status. I can't imagine what it would be like for what he was doing, which was, I thought, a really good, significant role with the Phyllis Schlafly Group. But now he runs an office of 1,000 people, Johnny. You know what that's like. It's different.
Yeah, with 50,000 cases. So what are you going to do? Wow. I mean, he's got to be snowed
No,
under.
they're not. You're exaggerating. There's not 50,000 cases.
Well, there's 50,000 choices. You've got to do what you can do.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we're talking. So wait, his scope is the prosecution, the district attorney type of approach for jurisdiction over Washington D.C. A lot of problems in Washington D.C. for the Washington D.C. It's not a state, but it's got a mayor and everything else. So he's over that, and he's over any crime, federal crime committed in Washington. Now, how many of those do you think there are?
Oh boy!
And so, or how many would you say we better look at that? So you can't even look at them all. And so that's gonna. And he's got, like I say, 1,000 people. So he's busy, but he likes talking to us. He likes the listeners to know what's going on in the swamp.
Yeah.
But he just can't get away all the time, man. It's I've talked to some of our delegation here. They all want to meet him, but I don't know if I can get Ed away to go introduce him. I swear.
Yeah, you bring Steve Scalise, John Kennedy, and our Speaker of the House is all Louisiana, Mike Johnson. So you have all those guys, and Ed won't be there. He'll be on something else. So
no, for him to get around and just to say hi for 5 minutes would be rough. I can imagine. I would guess. But we'll work something out.
We knew him when, I guess. It's a big role, but he really does like talking to us. It's really the only media he does.
He's a really good guy, Stephen. Yeah. He wants to do what he can to help America.
Hey, Johnny, a great American moment when the splashdown of the two stranded astronauts in the Gulf of America yesterday, and then the dolphins swam around them, which is just perfect for the movies. I mean,
love it.
I mean, Elon Musk, I think he's Edison, Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci. I mean, is he not that type of a figure?
Yeah, no, I think, what hasn't he done? First of all, just the electric car. He's actually the father of that industry as much as Ford was of the automobile. And then you've got the rockets. Holy cow. And then the other things he's done. I mean, this buying Twitter was probably
huge.
The difference in the election. It could have well been, because the message got out. Because they were absolutely censoring a lot of the other side, the other side of the debate, and disparaging people, who just didn't agree. So that was a big deal. No, Elon's amazing. And then he's just right up in the mix, Steve. That's another thing that's pretty unusual.
and he has a lot of kids, but X, this young man that he named X, is always around. He was walking from the Oval Office across the lawn with the president, and he's hopping up and down, walking, and Donald Trump is just waving at the press, and of course they're all screaming questions, and X is like doing like a bunny hop the whole way, and Elon's 50 yards back talking to Howard Resnick or whatever the guy's name is, and just we're talking stuff. And here's X wanting to go with the president.
That's right.
Hopping through the White House. I wonder if he'll realize what was going on later in life when he sees these pictures. Man, that was cool. I remember that. He's only 4, I think.
4? Oh, yeah, he'll remember that.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Remember when a splashdown would bring the country together and we were all riveted by things happening in space? What is it about? I was watching yesterday on X, and I just couldn't believe all the negativity.
Well, I think that the country does come together, and I think you can always scream from from the audience, like a heckler. And then you remember the heckler, but there's another 250 people that enjoyed the play.
Yep.
So I think it's a lot of noise, and the number of people really dedicated to just tearing everything good down is dwindling, because they're losing adherence, Diane. It's like, man, these people are nuts. and I don't know why they keep doing it, because it's clear. It's clear, as Gavin Newsom has recognized, you got to switch sides. He's acting like a normal human being.
Yeah, but his numbers are down in California because people notice his you traitor. I mean, now he's talking like, a moderate, and the left can't stand it now. So
it's not even a traitor. It's an obvious no character. He's just blowing with the wind.
That's right.
It's just obvious.
Yeah. Well, we just have so many things going on, and Elon Musk has jumped in the middle of it, and the fact that he said he offered the Biden administration to go get him. He said the most they had been up there is a couple of months at the most, and they were up there 8 or 9 months. And the left is saying that's just a lie. He didn't offer it. And last night, Elon Musk said, "Well, I did," but that's a fact. So, and they didn't want it because politically, it'd look really bad if a Trump guy's helping. I guess that was the thinking.
Well, and we were talking about Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams returning, and how long will that take for them to get acclimated to our gravity?
They said about 9 months, Johnny. When you're zero gravity that long, there's a lot of issues that could potentially crop up. So
there have been guys up there for a year almost, so it's not like no one's been up there that long.
Yeah.
But the lack of gravity affects you because everything is different. Your muscles are
John, we can go to some training center at NASA and get in zero gravity. Why can't we have a gravity tube up at the space station?
Right.
Why can't we reverse
so they
that?
can
I don't know how to
when
do
they
it,
come
but
back,
I'm sure we can do it.
We'll go to work on that, Steve.
There we go.
Anyway, I'm sure
after about 700 or 800 feet, it might start blowing in the wind, but we can see if we can hook it on to something.
Yeah. Well, just like the microwave. I love the microwave, but why can't I have a microwave to freeze things?
Well, I mean,
Johnny, I'm an ideas man, Johnny. I'm an ideas man. I just can't necessarily execute them. Hey, okay, so Jacob Hurtubise, my son-in-law and the husband of my daughter Grace, is all over the pages this week, and it's between he and his roommate.
Okay.
What a different kind of. He's very good friends with Blake Dunn.
Okay.
But the press has been everywhere. I've never seen so much stuff written about Jacob ever. Every day now they're talking about
because West Point military.
No,
background.
because he might make the team.
Oh.
And it's like, who's the last guy? They didn't mention him. He's had a wonderful spring. He's really played well. His numbers are really good. And he has a chance. And so they interviewed him. And whoever was at the game in Goodyear, Arizona yesterday with a big sign that says Champagne loves Hurtubise.
Oh, hey.
They were there, and Jacob got, I saw a picture of like 9 fan mail letters. Got 9. That's awesome.
Okay.
And then somebody, Johnny, showed up, and this connects to Johnny, who took his granddaughter Aspen to the game in Colorado when the Reds were out there.
Okay.
Some guy came up, had an autographed Jacob Hurtubise ball that was authenticated as Jacob's first triple in the major leagues that you saw, Johnny. And
yeah, I saw. I didn't know if that was his first one.
First one in the MLB in the major leagues, and it was, and the guy gifted it back to Jacob. So Jacob has the ball from Colorado.
What?
Of his first triple that he had signed for the guy. And yeah, I don't know how all that
That's
works.
awesome.
Very, very nice of the guy. But I wanted to play, if we have a minute, Johnny, of what happened. I turned off the watching the ball game yesterday when Jacob left the game. But they interviewed him in the dugout, and I missed it.
Oh.
So I wanted to play some of that here, and I could not coach a kid to say the things he should say when asked about possibly making the team. And again, and by the way, the people from Champaign, I wish I knew who you were because you said you're a big Stevie J fan.
Yeah, that's right.
With the fact that they were,
there are people.
So there are people, and it's so kind because and it's really we have no idea if he's going to make it. He might start in Louisville, which is their AAA. But here's how my son-in-law sounded yesterday.
Brantley, I'm Jim Day as we welcome in Second Lieutenant Jacob Hurtubise. You've earned that title, so we've got to give it to you. Got a ball coming in. Oh, look out. The West Point grad. How you feeling, man? You've had a good spring.
Yeah, the sunshine is great out here. Warm weather, just enjoying these guys. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying these last couple days before, the season gets going.
New pitcher for the Reds is Lyon Richardson.
That's good, man. I know that Tito has used you in all different kinds of spots, whether it be starting in a ball game or coming in late to pinch hit. You just seem more comfortable. I know it's hard to break into the big leagues and see how fast the game is and all the things that go on, but you seem very much more comfortable. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, even just a caveat off that, making my debut coming off of rehab where I didn't get a ton of ABs, and so the big league was kind of my first experience of the season last year, and it was a big jump, but I knew that I could handle it, and I know that I can handle it. It's just about getting those reps and trusting yourself and trusting who you are as a player. When you get up there, you get a little shaky, you get a little nervous. So this next go around, now that I know all these guys and I am a lot more comfortable, I expect nothing but the best.
The shot down the left field line off the bat of Kyron Paris. And it's a leadoff double, and he represents the tying run. You're an energy guy. What's the energy like in the clubhouse? It seems different under Terry Francona.
Yeah, I mean, guys are just, they have a fire underneath them. We come out here each day ready to go, ready to work. And I think, especially when the season gets going, I know right now we're, kind of skidding in terms of wins, but you can tell that guys are just ready to go and ready to play 162 this year. And I think having a manager like that to keep you loose, keep you energized, it's going to be huge for the ball club.
It seems like, Jake, that when you come to the plate, you just have a great knack for putting the ball in play. And, hitters that hit at a 300 clip like you have throughout your minor league career and really even before you were signed, you just hit it where they're not at. And, yeah. I mean, is that something that you just try to do, or does that just happen?
No, I mean, you think about statistics-wise, you put enough balls in play, some of them are going to fall. So the more that I can do that, the more that I'm able to use my game, which is speed and just creating havoc on the base paths. And that's just how I'm going to provide value to the team. I'm not going to be the guy that's going to hit home runs. And I think it's important for me to know that as a player. I have to trust who I am, trust what got me to this point, and that's what's going to continue pushing me forward. So I can't try to change who I am at this point. I've got to play my game, take my walks, hit my pitches, whatever the team needs to get a win.
Well said.
You are in the sentence for that final roster spot. Have they talked to you much about it, or you just kind of hoping that your play does the talking?
Yeah, I mean, you hear the outside noise, and you know the situation. I'm roommates with Blake Dunn, so I know it's between the two of us, and we have little banters here and there. But I am at complete peace with whatever the situation is. I know that there'll be opportunities throughout the year, so I'm just going to go out, play my game, and trust.
Well, we love the way you play, man.
I appreciate it.
Amen.
I love the energy you bring to the table, and Second Lieutenant, we salute you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Well, you guys love him.
And everyone that meets him has talked about it. I mean, he's just a guy you root for.
Yeah, it's true, Johnny. It sounded great.
Well, that's Jacob. He's what you see is what you get, too. That's a good man there. And he's right. Look, he doesn't strike out very much, which is huge, because that's the end. Strike out, you lost a batter, nothing. And boy, I'll tell you, he's got an eye for the ball. He doesn't try to kill it. And then if he gets any wood on it, you better be ready to throw the ball and get it to first, because he's going to get there pretty quick.
Yeah, he runs and never, ever, ever dogs it to first. He sprints every single time and doesn't assume anything. So that and Terry Francona, some of his quotes were just wonderful. They just said, the guy's going to give you every ounce of what he has every day. And when we do little fun things and he gets something for something he did, a hustle play or something, he said the team goes crazy. They love him. They just love him. So we'll see what happens. He could still go AAA, and that's fine. He's comfortable with that, and he's obviously excited for the chance to start this baseball season on the Cincinnati Reds 26-man roster. So
that'd be great. And I tell you something, Blake and Jacob, you know what? They'd be leading off for about 10 teams in the major leagues by now.
Maybe
so. They're both really good
right.
players.
They are. They are
But
indeed.
the Reds have a good outfield, and I'm glad to see them doing so well. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to follow it this spring. Okay, Johnny, well, we'll let you get back to Joshua and the book of the Bible, and where we all should be studying and being in this world today to follow the Word of God. By the way, follow the Word of God. By the way, the Democrats are trying to redo their image, and one of my key points of helping them was, number one, stop going for the 20% popular things that are 80-20 the other way. Number two, hey, let's follow God. How about that? Let's get into the realm of the church with Jesus and God and really be authentic, be consistent. Are these good tips to the Democrats on the left?
No, well, I think we're doing some of that too, and seeing, well, that's better than what they're doing. Actually, you're hearing a lot of anti-God stuff from that really small segment that just screams so loud and intimidates, and has been able to have huge influence these last, our whole lifetime, but these last 10 years has been off the rails.
Yeah,
and they've gone. Luckily, I think they've gone too far, and then they're going to have to work it out in the Democratic Party whether they want to have a major role in American politics or not, because we're not going to go along with this madness, and I think they got to get off of that train. But no, I think that's it. Get closer to God, and He'll take care of us.
Yes, sir.
That's how it works.
It's going to be divine if Donald Trump can figure out the Israeli and Hamas thing, and also Ukraine and Russia, because man can't solve big things like that. I don't think so.
Well, and he's trying. I mean, he's definitely doing whatever can be done without, making it worse by declaring war on the rest of the world.
Right.
He just wants to stop the killing, and I think that's the sincere thing. How you can actually be against that is probably for another show.
Yeah, right. All right, well, thank you for jumping on, Johnny. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
we'll talk soon.
Have a good one.
That's Brother Johnny down in New Orleans at Bible study, 7:53.
Wind gusts up to 28 miles per hour. We're at 57 now.
Well, it's windy. So here we go with weather with meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Busey, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Toronto, Champaign, and Saturday. Quite windy for the day today with variable cloudy skies. A little bit of a cool off later today, up to 65. Before then, stray shower late this morning, and a couple of active, perhaps locally heavy or severe thunderstorms will get going this afternoon. Get a little more sun into this weather system, and things will destabilize. And again, the threat for severe weather is in enhanced mode, category 3 out of 5 this afternoon and evening time. A couple of periods of rain for the night tonight, maybe a thunderstorm and a gusty one this evening as well. Low down to about 33. That rain may mix with some snow late. Tomorrow, springtime, 4:01 in the morning. Anything but windy, much cooler. Some showers of snow, mixed snow and rain in the morning. Partly sunny later in the day, up to 46. We'll bottom out at 28 as skies clear tomorrow night. And maybe a few sprinkles in the afternoon. Late Friday at 59 and 60. Bit cooler at 53 and a partly cloudy Saturday. A little more rain back in Sunday into Monday. High temperatures of about 54 next Sunday. We're in the upper 40s next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Highs in the lower 50s. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I know who to ask about these brackets. It's our friend Steve Suderman at Good Vibes. He's a professor of this. He knows exactly who's going to win every game. How are you?
I just pick the favored teams and fill the thing out pretty much. Then you get
pretty
one
much
or two
chalk.
Chalk. You go chalk, meaning the favorites.
Yeah. But we'll all be wearing orange on Friday as the Illini take on Texas Xavier. And if we're successful, I assume we will be, but you can't assume anything. But then we get rewarded with Kentucky. And, there we go. So,
and it's just
nothing easy about any of this.
Can you sit in front of your 98-inch television and watch a game that Illinois is involved with that matters I can't. I have to kind of stand and wander
I
around.
stand up and jump around instead.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've seen how good we can be, and we've seen how unsuccessful we can be based on a variety of issues. So mostly injury and sickness, and I think we're healthy. And I'm going to play some Brad Underwood.
Once in a while, defense is optional.
Yeah, well, if we outscore them, I guess. In any event, I've got some Brad Underwood I'm going to play in the next hour. He was on with Jim Rome, a national guy, and he said that was the best practice they had yesterday in months because everybody was there. So that's a big deal. But I just don't want to lose.
Right?
Is that so wrong?
Dang it.
Is that so wrong? I want to get to the next weekend. Can I do that? Can I beat two teams and make next weekend? I don't know.
I mean, and that's a good goal.
Yeah.
And if you beat 3, we're all going to be just thrilled. I am thrilled because we're all in on current models of product. There are new models coming. This is a very squirrely year right now. I know that Sony's product is all that they already have their new models in, and they're shoving as much stuff up from Baja plant as they possibly can. They've ramped up production. Samsung has almost nothing because they're waiting for the tariff, what's going to happen, and they haven't taken a position, but they don't have much left. That's very un-Samsung-like. They're usually the first to the party with all the stuff. And then LG talked about their new models yesterday for the first time. They announced pricing 50% across the board, pretty much up. So they've already folded tariff stuff into the stuff that's coming in April. So,
if it ends up coming in April, I mean, maybe.
Well, it's just in black and white right now, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But we're taking action. We're buying an irresponsible amount of product, and going into April, that's usually not a good idea. But we're going to bring in as much as we can.
Well, then but if you're
we're going to have a big sale.
But I was going to say, if you have the prices before the tariffs, you're going to be wonderful because the others won't. So there you go.
And we'll have it for a while, but we're going to have a blowout at the end of the month, and we're bringing back Gonzo from the past, and for the last weekend of the month.
Awesome.
We're going to go nuts. So everything that's current now that's pre-tariff that's in the country is going to get pretty well disrespected price-wise. We're throwing out the rule book and going off minimum advertised, whatever that stuff we're not supposed to do. We'll make it worth your while to come here at the end of the month. So if you're on our email list, open the one I'm going to send out. If you're not, you can sign up on tvibes.com and then get on there, and it'll just show you what's going on. And we'll break it. Next week, I will be in Nashville for the convention that I go to once a year. It used to be in Las Vegas. I'm glad it's closer.
Yeah.
But you'll get Mike Roy here in the morning. So,
wonderful.
Because I'll be probably in a plane.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Well, good to go. We love Mike. Hey, okay, so safe travels. How can people connect with you, Mr. Steve Suderman at Good Vibes?
You can visit us physically at 2010 Round Barn Road. You can see us on the web at gvibes.com. And you can call us at 351-0909.
All right. I like that theme that CBS has for the phone. You are looking live at Good Vibes, where they have the 98-inch television, and they bought an irresponsible amount of stuff to save you money. That's what they do. Locally owned and operated for 53 years. Steve Suderman has opened the door every day there for the last 53 years.
Yep.
You're the man, sir.
Yep. I'll have my hands and knees, it seems.
Talk soon, my friend. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That is Steve Suderman, Good Vibes. It's locally owned and operated. Don't buy your television from a big box store. Tyler, who sold it to you, was only there 8 days.
Right.
Go where they got experience of mounting stuff on concrete or blocks of stone. They can mount it beautifully.
Yep.
They have the experience. Love this theme. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm just like blah about the tournament. Never felt this way. I think it's because we're either going to lose on Friday or win 6 in a row and be a national champ. What do you think? Maybe that's the reason.
Right.
I don't know.
A feast or famine Illini this year.
And again, I know how good we can be.
I know.
And I know how bad we've looked at times, but there have been reasons for that. So
That's
logically, I can say, if everybody's back, we just might beat teams like Oregon the way we beat Oregon, that kind of thing. Missouri was a darn good win. Purdue was a darn good win. So I think there's a reason to have hope, but I just don't want to be disappointed. I promised myself I wouldn't do this. So I think I'm trying to avoid a disappoint kind of thing.
Right.
So I need to step to the plate. Let's go Illini.
Go
All right,
Illini.
we're going to watch tonight, 8:15 for the Xavier Texas games. That's who we play on Friday. Time for the news at 8 o'clock. Glad you're listening. That's Diane Ducey. I am Stevie J. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
You see? I'm Chris Foster of Fox News. Ukraine's President Zelensky says a Russian drone attack targeted a power plant after Russia's President Putin agreed to a limited ceasefire on energy targets. During a phone call with President Trump, Zelensky saying this proves Putin maybe can't be trusted.
We had a great call. It lasted almost 2 hours. Talked about a lot of things.
That's the president on Fox. Zelensky says they will be speaking today. A federal judge in New York keeps in place his order that Columbia University protest leader Mahmoud Khalil not be deported until his case is heard. He's also ordering the case moved to New Jersey from Louisiana, where Khalil is in custody. D.C. federal judge James Boasberg sets another noon deadline for more information about deportation flights that he'd ordered turned around or stopped.
After President Trump called for the impeachment of that Obama-appointed judge who tried to bar those flights of Venezuelan gang members, House Republicans introduced a measure to do just that. And Trump told our own Laura Ingraham he stands by his decision to launch those planes.
That's a presidential thing. We're supposed to be getting them out or getting them brought to justice.
Chief Justice John Roberts disagrees with impeachment, writing for more than 2 centuries it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in D.C. A federal judge in D.C. rules against President Trump's ban on transgender troops.
The judge's ruling says that excluding transgender troops from being service members likely violates their constitutional rights. It stems from a January executive order signed by Trump that claimed the sexual identity of trans military members is harmful to troop readiness. Plaintiffs suing the government include an Army major with a Bronze Star and a Naval Sailor of the Year award winner. Thousands of transgender people serve in the military, but make up less than 1% of the total number of active duty service members. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
America's listening to Fox News.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
More documents related to the 1963 assassination of President John Kennedy, nothing considered a bombshell, are released following an order by President Trump shortly after he took office. Those documents were posted last night on the website of the U.S. National Archives and Records Administration. The mayor of Turkey's largest city is under arrest, accused of corruption and links to terrorists.
Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu is a key rival of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. He's now been arrested, along with a close aide and around 100 others. The arrests are being seen by many as a crackdown on dissent. In a video post hours earlier, İmamoğlu claimed, "We are facing great tyranny, but I want you to know that I will not be discouraged." Authorities have closed some of Istanbul's main roads and banned demonstrations. Government officials reject claims that legal action against opponents is politically motivated. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A fraud-fighting measure is going to inconvenience some new Social Security applicants and recipients who want to change their banking information.
The Social Security Administration is imposing tighter identity proofing measures, it says, to limit fraud. Beginning March 31st, millions of Social Security recipients and applicants who cannot verify their identity through the agency's My Social Security online service will have to visit agency field offices in person. Retiree advocates warn the change will negatively impact older Americans in in rural areas, including those with disabilities who live far from SSA offices or have limited internet access. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
North Carolina advances to the field of 64 in the men's college basketball tournament, beating San Diego State 95-68. Alabama State beats St. Francis 70-68 on Amar Knox's last-second layup after a court-length overhead pass. The other first four games are tonight: Mount St. Mary's versus American, Xavier versus Texas. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
All right, we're into our second hour of the program. I do want to play that Brad Underwood and his Jim Rome interview from yesterday, so stand by.
Here's a look at local news. City of Urbana opened its doors to residents at the City Hall for a public hearing on the revised draft of its Imagine Urbana comprehensive plan. The plan is a document that serves as a guide for the city's next few decades. It outlines strategies for policy, zoning, infrastructure development, and community services. Police investigating a shooting in Champaign this past weekend as a homicide. Anthony Miller found shot Sunday in a car in the 1100 block of North 3rd Street. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police determined the victim inside the car when Zaire Herman of Champaign shot him. Herman fled on foot but was later arrested. A bicycle is dead. It follows a crash on I-74 in Champaign County this past weekend. Police say John Kwiatkowski was riding his bike Sunday night, hit in the right lane in the interstate by a car. The bicycle is taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, later died. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you. ESPN 93.5. It is 8:06. Meteorologist Greg Solier is all about the weather and the wind and the changing kind of thing. Tell me what time we can watch you again today and where I go.
So we get together with Sarah Muirhead, who heads up she's sort of the main person at Farm Progress, but on what they call the feedstuff side, for livestock, but also row crops and ag operations, especially geared toward, but not exclusively towards the livestock side of things. And then you've got the Farm Progress side that deals with more row crops and farm equipment. So they've asked me to do some work for them, and so we do this thing. Actually, we're on really twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, with a quick little update. We record it and put it out there, LinkedIn, social media, however they grow it organically. But then today is our half-hour get-together. We do it once a month. 1 o'clock Central Time, feedstuffs365.com, and we'll do it here from the weather office. What do they call those things? Podcast, broadcast, whatever. Yeah. We'll kind of a little more authentic, is the way Sarah puts it, more in depth. We have the time to talk a little more detail and take some questions as well on the spring outlook and early summer outlook and thoughts on that. So we kind of start near term, but really focused in the medium and longer range. And here we are, mid-March, and we'll be hitting the grounds out there, I'm sure, pretty soon here in the next couple of 2 or 3 weeks with some early season field work. And so that will be the main topic of discussion here going forward, starting at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Awesome. TV star, podcast star, radio star. It's Greg Solier, brought to you by...
I couldn't do it without you, bud.
Thank you.
I really couldn't.
We are advocates of Greg Solier's
absolutely
outstanding weather because he's darned accurate. Weather brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Don't let aging materials and changing seasons leave your roof vulnerable. Contact your local Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Roofing Contractor at kramersiding.com.
All right, sir, what are you looking at here for this change over the next 48?
Yeah, wise words from Diane and our sponsor there, because it's going to be busy, active, moisture-laden, wide swings of temperature. Again, we'll detail it on the podcast. And even in the short term, from showers and thunderstorms, and they're cranking up already heavy and severe in a couple of spots with reports of hail a little bit east and north of Des Moines. You go a half hour west of there, and it's in the 30s, and heavy snow and blizzard warnings over the western half of the state, back through Nebraska and northward from there into sections of the northern Great Lakes region, i.e. winter storm warnings. Around here, kind of a complex day with temperatures now out the door at 58 at Willett and Savoy. Not terribly warm, up to 65, but again, the trip off increasing south wind, low-level winds that may hit 40 to 45 miles per hour, i.e. the wind advisory, in effect till early tomorrow morning. But the winds are turning and they're strengthening up aloft as well. So if you put some sun in this cold atmosphere up aloft, we get a little worried about maybe a couple of stronger storms this afternoon. So a couple of showers and thunderstorms will get going late morning, more so this afternoon. This evening, a level 3 out of 5 on the severe weather guide and enhanced risk. So maybe a weather watch as well. Not quite the spread, but enough to keep your eyes on things this afternoon. More sun will equal more thunderstorms. We'll put it that way this afternoon. 65, the high 33 tonight. And we roll into springtime tomorrow with some snow on the ground, I'm sure. Coating in some spots. Snow and rain in the morning. Some afternoon sun, chilly at 46. We're back up to 60, close to it Friday with late day sprinkles. Cool to 53 Saturday. Sunday, Monday, upper 40s and lower 50s. And another chance for some rain across the area, too. For Stevie J Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Solier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
My name is Jim Brookins. I own my lawn care service for over 15 years now. I have met a lot of great people doing this. Most of the people I meet, they become great friends. I do edging, weed eating. I blow everything off so it looks fantastic when I'm done. I believe, in my mind, I do the best. Usually my average range is usually around $40 per yard. You can call me 217-621-8807. 217-621-8807.
Yeah, Jimmy is the best, man. He's so good at lawns, and he cuts mine, cuts my mom's yard. He's very, very good. Mm-hmm. And we're giving those out as a Stever here this month that people will get their lawn mowed for free, and I'll pay for it for one time.
I think it's just a text in Jimmy, isn't it?
Yeah, you can text Jimmy if you want your lawn mowed. I'll cut it once. And we're weeks away. I mean, really, but we're lining them up now.
But today, our spotlight is two men and a junk truck, and they can move appliances, refrigerators, furniture, old TVs, mattresses, hot tub removal, shed removal. Wow. I mean, the list goes on and on when you hit up the website, twomenandajuncktruck.com. So you can text in junk, 217-359-2255. Get $200 worth of that job off, thanks to Stevie J Broadcasting.
And the Stever program. Mm-hmm. So, again, the Fisher National Bank text line. Okay, Jim Rome, national host of a sports show with Brad Underwood yesterday.
All right, let me get your thoughts. How do you feel about the team overall and the way it's playing heading into the tournament?
Jim, I love the team. Thanks for having me on. It's great. I always look forward to this time of year because I get to come on your show. So, it's been a challenging year. I couldn't be happier where we're at because we're healthy finally. We had 38 years of doing this. Never seen anything like it with just the sickness and the flu, and it was multiple guys, and there were 7 or 8 guys. And we had mono with a key player. We had a broken wrist. So time to be healthy, time to be feeling good. We just finished practice. It was our best practice in months. Feel really upbeat, really positive.
It's good to know. It really is to be that positive. He definitely was upbeat. And then he got asked about KJ.
Kasper Jakuchunas. How did you come to get him at Illinois from Lithuania by way of Barcelona? And then how impressed are you with the way he's handled himself both on and off the floor as a freshman?
Well, he just turned 18 in the fall. His maturity is beyond his years. It's one of the things I really like about the European kids that we have.
I wonder how many calls Brad has gotten from NBA people. What's he like? I mean, he's saying that. He's just a huge advocate for KJ.
Yeah. The world's a pretty small place in the basketball world. We've known about Kasparas for years. Left Vilnius, Lithuania, has been a part of FC Barcelona for years. I've got staff members. We probably go to Europe about every month, every 6 weeks. It's just a big part of our recruiting. We like those kids. He's played against, practiced with pros. So there's a maturity. The adjustment wasn't as big for him, but just a joy to coach, a student of the game, very, very cerebral, and probably one of the best listeners that I've had. He's just a sponge for information. So he's been fabulous. He's had a great year. I'm not a big mock draft guy, but they tell me he's way up there in all those. So deservedly so.
I was going to say, Brad, you might not be a big mock draft guy, but is he like lottery pick potential?
Yeah. I don't think there's any question about that. He's so instinctive. His feel is great. He's a great teammate. He's at 6'5", 6'6". He's a guy that shoots it extremely well off the dribble, which you have to do in the NBA. But he's got the ability and the physical size. He's 210, 215 pounds already. And then he's just 18. So his best days won't be at the University of Illinois. They'll be in the association.
Yeah, well, Diane says, get your degree. I mean, what's up?
Absolutely.
Why would you not go to class?
Why not?
It's got about 30 million reasons why not. Yeah. Back in the day when it used to be $50,000 to get on a team and stuff, you could actually think about that.
Well, and you want to have it for your future. You never know how long the athletic thing is going to go on, and you want to have something, that you can provide for your family.
Well, if you deposit $28 million and let it just kind of sit there.
On vacation, making those bird houses on the beach like you suggest to some people.
I suggested one time I saw a guy in one of the islands barefoot under a shade tree making coconut bird houses. He has free product. The coconut drops, he hollows it out. He has and I paid $25 for it. Whatever it was, I just like the idea. I thought it was cool.
It does seem like a pretty cool gig.
It's just less stress, if you know what I mean. Watts Copy Systems, they offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. Just call them today at Watts Copy Systems, 217-352-0428.
Illinois baseball over Indiana State, 8-6 yesterday. Next up, in Evanston, they'll be taking on the Northwestern Wildcats. Illinois baseball 11-7 on the season. Missouri came out on top over our Illinois softball team 5-3 yesterday. 13-12 on the season. Oregon on Friday. Fourth place finish for Illinois golf out in California. Next up, Memphis at the end of March and into April. Parkland continues into the NJCAA quarterfinals at the DAC Danville Area Community College after beating Henry Ford College yesterday 83-81. Parkland's 31-2 on the season. Howard Community College is who they'll face tonight at 6 o'clock. We have Illinois women in action Saturday night against Creighton as the NCAA tournament gets underway, and we're proud of them. We'll see who our Illinois men will take on after tonight's Texas Xavier game for that 11th seed. That's 8-10 tonight. St. Louis Blues over Nashville 4-1. Seattle's Kraken over the Blackhawks 6-2. Golden State beat Milwaukee 104-93. Dallas is in Indiana for the Pacers at 6 tonight. The Bulls are in Phoenix at 9 this evening.
All right. Cubs lose to the Dodgers. 6-3 in Japan.
Okay.
I hope you like the sake because you didn't like the baseball.
Here are the Cubs over on US 105.9.
Doggone it. All right. Dodgers, sorry.
The Cardinals are here on ESPN 93.5.
Yeah. No, it's good, except just don't play the Dodgers. Man, they are loaded. Congratulations, Busey, recognized among America's best banks for 2025 by Forbes, a fourth consecutive year. The organization has been recognized on this prestigious list, ranked 88th overall. Rating in America? A lot of banks.
Man.
Busey is one of 7 Illinois-based banks included on this year's list. That's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to being among America's best banks, Busey is also honored to be recognized Illinois as the best place to work, best companies to work for. And in Indiana, best place to work. Places to work and money management list, an organization was named among the best banks to work for. So if you're looking for work, might want to apply. Busey, Whatever your financial needs, business and beyond, Busey promises a resource to help you succeed. Stop into one of their many convenient locations or call them at 800-67-BUSEY or visit Busey.com to learn more.
I just love that they get invested in the community and volunteer.
Member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you. Toronto, Champaign, Vancouver Saturday. Quite windy for the day today with variable and cloudy skies. A little bit of a cool off later today, up to 65 before then. Stray shower late this morning and a couple of active, perhaps locally heavy or severe thunderstorms will get going this afternoon. Get a little more sun into this weather system and things will destabilize. And again, the threat for severe weather is in enhanced mode, category 3 out of 5 this afternoon and evening time. A couple of periods of rain for the night tonight, maybe a thunderstorm and a gusty one this evening as well. Low down to about 33. That rain may mix with some snow late. Tomorrow, springtime, 4:01 in the morning. Anything but windy, much cooler. Some showers of snow, mixed snow and rain in the morning. Partly sunny later in the day, up to 46. We'll bottom out at 28 as skies clear tomorrow night. And maybe a few sprinkles in the afternoon, late Friday at 59 and 60. Bit cooler at 53 and a partly cloudy Saturday. A little more rain back in Sunday into Monday. High temperatures of about 54 next Sunday. We're in the upper 40s next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Highs in the lower 50s. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
President Trump welcomes top oil executives to the White House today, a first since his return to the Oval Office. Plans to boost domestic energy production and the looming trade wars likely part of that conversation. Those trade wars also a concern for a lot of investors. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett on Fox Business weighing in.
There are more than 100 countries that don't really have any tariffs on us and don't have any non-tariff barriers, and there are probably about 10 to 15 countries that account for the entire $1 trillion trade deficit, and they have both non-tariff barriers and big tariffs. And so what we're doing in a very analytical way is we're studying that.
On Mornings with Maria this morning, and Yum Brands is partnering with tech giant NVIDIA to accelerate the use of artificial intelligence in its restaurants. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
As President Donald Trump begins his second term.
Promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises.
Stick with the Fox News Rundown as history is made during his first 100 days. Whether it impacts your family, your wallet, or the world, our team of journalists will give you the sharp analysis and perspective you expect from Fox News. The Fox News Rundown, the first 100 days. Listen and follow now at foxnewsrundown.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
If you're looking to get the most from your money, a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank gives you access to their Reward Saver, which earns you an exceptional annual percentage yield and can really increase your earnings potential. No monthly service fees or minimum balance required. When you're ready to make the most of your money, switch to rewards checking or rewards saver from Fisher National. See monthly requirements at any branch or fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Why use Land's Underground Solutions? We have the team, the technology, the tools, and the most experienced team in the industry.
Hi, it's Wes from Land's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our mission at Land's is to provide top-tier service, prioritize our customers with upfront pricing, and maintain exceptional communication. We assure you at Land's we will only recommend what you truly need, from regular maintenance on your home's mechanical systems with the Land's Comfort family to replacement of existing equipment. Now would be a great time to consider updating your HVAC system. Visit us at landsinc.com.
At Christie Clinic, our commitment is for the care of our community. That commitment includes keeping care local where our patients, their families, our clinics, and their hospital of choice are located. Our providers live and work here. It's their passion to care for their families and neighbors. Thank you for choosing Christie Clinic, your hometown provider. When you do, you support the health and well-being of your community.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Well, tell me, Tim Onset, lawn mowing season soon, Dixie Chopper, dedicated diesel. It's off Route 45 as you're heading toward Rantoul. You turn left on Triumph Drive till you can't drive anymore, and you'll be right there. And you got some Dixie Choppers I could buy.
Oh, yeah. Andy's got his hands full with Dixie Choppers, and stop by, see Andy, get a great deal on a mower.
Fastest mower you can buy, so you don't have to spend 2 hours out there. You might spend 45 minutes, and plus, Andy can tune it up or fix it.
Sure he can. Yeah, we got a full shop ready to go. Whatever you need.
When it comes to early on here in the spring, it can be, weeds up to your mid-thigh or whatever. So sometimes you need a really tough kind of mower to get through all that in the brush.
Well, yeah, these are built solid. They'll get through that stuff, and all of the structural components have a great warranty. So if something does go wrong, we can definitely get it fixed. Get Andy at Dedicated Diesel, 217-328-0562, or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
Well, one good thing about the NCAA is we don't have to play a Big Ten team, right? I mean, we're tired of those guys.
Right.
And everybody knows your thing, and everybody knows what you're going to do. So they're going to look at all the film and stuff, but it's Texas or Xavier won't know how to stop Will Riley at 6'8" tall to cutting down the lane, and Isevich. They'll know all about what we do well, but can they stop what we do well? And then particularly when you have all the pieces of our best moments this year back, Merez Johnson, Tomislav Isevich, this is a potentially great basketball team. So that's why I guess I'm apprehensive to say, well, will you play well, or will you go 35 from 3? I don't know. But, I love going to the rim. I think we should go to the rim and then kick it out. And if you have a 3-second look, you got to knock it down.
Yep.
And even if 11 out of 25 would work fine. 12 out of 24, you're going to win every time. If this team shoots 50% from 3, we beat Duke. I know. I said it. The team we lost by 43. Remember, we weren't healthy. We weren't really in stride. We were in the middle of everything. So just this team's been kind of good here for the last several weeks. We'll have some clips because Brad will meet the media, I think, tomorrow. The Friday we'll have some clips. And maybe the boys will have them on tomorrow afternoon because he usually meets the media somewhere a day before. And then off to Milwaukee. And yeah, a lot of excitement. It should be a lot of orange in the stands in Milwaukee because we got a huge Illini group in Chicago. So it's why we play at Wrigley Field occasionally. It's why we play, these games up there when we can. Of course, we haven't been to the United Center in a long time. Anyway, we'll see. Just go and play well. If you play well, you're probably going to win that first one. If you play well. And then Kentucky's going to be just a coin flip. It's a team we can beat, but they certainly can beat us. They're very good.
Now, that game would be the Sunday game in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it might be early. If they flip them, like I'm told they do, if you have the late game Friday, you get the early game Sunday.
Okay.
If golfers do that, if you go in the afternoon on Thursday, you go in the morning early on Friday. You just flip it. So if they do that, then we'll probably have an 11 a.m. game. I'm not even going to talk about the 11 a.m. game. We played great then.
You're right.
We went to Michigan State and played great at 11 a.m.
One game at a time.
Yeah. Go Bulls! All right. I get too keyed up. I am going to fill all my stuff out today. And,
Yeah, I need to do that too.
Yep, it's time to get serious. And then tomorrow and Friday, people take the day off tomorrow and Friday because you're playing 16 basketball games in one day. 32 basketball games on Thursday and Friday.
It used to be, you could do some watching on your computer and then you'd minimize and then have something else come up right away. You practice that move, but right now I feel like bosses embrace it, whatever.
And also it's just like, okay, we really try and get the most out of our people. But let's give them a break and let them enjoy a little basketball and to follow your pool. Your productivity in America will be down somewhat tomorrow and Friday.
Well, in a lot of the area schools, including the U of I, on spring break. So that kind of adds to it, too.
I drove through campus. Sometimes I enjoy going through campus when I know it's not crowded.
Right.
And seeing who's there. And I do feel empathy for the international students.
Yes, most of them have to stay because it's just a little while. And
I don't see a white Caucasian on campus very often.
I know.
It's these folks that live in another part of the world. Right. They're not going home for 5-10 days. So anyway, it's an amazing, diverse campus we have.
Yeah, so glad they found us.
Loaded with the YouTube inventors and all these people, the transistor man, John Bardeen, all the incredible people that have passed through our campus. It's wonderful. But I do have empathy for the Thanksgiving people that can't go back to China.
Right.
It's just too far to go. But they go for the breaks. They go for the summer. They go for the Christmas break.
And we do have lots of resources for the international students to stay busy and keep active.
And they have hopefully a pod of people they're with as well.
For sure.
But we have, 144 different nations represented in Illinois, something like that. 50,000 students are enrolled at some point online or whatever. It's just enormous. And we will never take the University of Illinois for granted. Their politics is one thing. Having them here for our lives and our values of homes and all these other things.
Commencement speaker will be Chancellor Robert Jones this year.
Well, how about the new president of Washington?
University of Washington.
The old Buffalo. I'm going to retire. Oh, president? Okay.
He says I wasn't looking.
He wasn't, but the talent finds itself, right? I mean, so, and I like him. I think he's good, and I like Robert Jones.
Me too.
But I mean, for him to be now he's 70-something, isn't he?
I know.
Oh, he didn't look it.
For sure.
Chancellor Jones does not look whatever he is. 73, I'm guessing. But go be president for 4 years somewhere and just ride off into the sunset as a past president of the University of Washington in, I don't know.
He's 74.
74. He looks pretty darn good. All right, we're going to do the news. That'll be next. Come back with our last segment of the day. Stand by.
Hi, this is Chris Vandeventer with Philo Exchange Bank. We've defined hometown banking for 14 decades. We've been a legacy of trust and dedication. We believe in the power of community, where every neighbor is a member of our family and not just another name. Unlike many other banks, our lending decisions are made within the walls of the bank. Quite simply, local banking means you get what you need quickly and efficiently.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Talking to Ukraine today. President Trump said his phone talk with Russian President Putin lasted 2 hours. Ukraine said it would support Russia's agreement to hold off attacking each other's energy infrastructure toward a ceasefire. The president tells Fox's The Ingram Angle.
Putin actually said to me, if you're my friend, I'd hate to see you as my enemy. He said that very strongly.
NASA and SpaceX reveling in the clear blue Florida splashdown, returning 2 Boeing Starliner crew stuck on the space station. Elon Musk looks to the future with the Dragon spacecraft, telling Fox's Hannity.
We've gotten, at this point, to where the vehicle is very reliable, and we are going to be able to take astronauts to Mars. In fact, we want to take anyone who goes to Mars and ultimately build a self-sustaining civilization on Mars. That is the long-term goal of the company.
America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Police investigating a shooting in Champaign this past weekend as a homicide. Anthony Miller found shot Sunday in a car in the 1100 block of North 3rd Street. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police determined the victim inside the car when Zaire Herman of Champaign shot him. Herman fled on foot but was later arrested. A bicycle is dead. It follows a crash on I-74 in Champaign County this past weekend. Police say John Kwiatkowski was riding his bike Sunday night, hit in the right lane in the interstate by a car. The bicycle is taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, later died. City of Urbana opened its doors to residents at the City Hall for a public hearing on the revised draft of its Imagine Urbana comprehensive plan. The plan is a document that serves as a guide for the city's next few decades and outlines strategies for policy, zoning, infrastructure development, and community services. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Tim Culver, owner and president of Classic Plumbing and Air.
A plumber is a person that is well-rounded. They have education, they have experience, and they are versed in more than only one phase of plumbing. A plumber is someone that has experience in all 3 phases, and they understand how all 3 of these plumbing aspects work together as well.
Was in the heating and air conditioning business for approximately 30 years and then retired in 2021. So I came out of retirement because I'm very big on taking care of our local community. The most satisfying part of my job is when I know that I've done the right thing for the customer, taking care of the customer's happy, and when I walk out the door that I'm not afraid to put a sign out in front of their house that says, "This job was done by Chuck Thompson, Classic Plumbing and Air."
Visit them at classicplum.com.
Well, tell me, Tim Onstadt, how is it going at Gale Frericks Trucking?
Oh, we're busy. We're going gangbusters. We've got a new driver going through orientation. That leaves us one spot left for somebody that wants to get in on the action and make some money, be home, get some quality time. It's a great opportunity.
And the type of person you like hiring?
Honesty, integrity, like everybody else is looking for. That guy that wants to have a family life, but be able to make some good money and do the right things.
Are you looking for experienced drivers? And if they have a military background and things like that, that's always an asset.
We do need some experience. Of course, we like getting the guys 15 years in that know what they're doing, maybe have been treated bad by other companies and need a place looking for a home. If somebody has the basics, maybe a year and a half, has a military background, I'll count that as some experience because they're used to following the process. Oh, you can always email me at timo@gftlog.com.
When it comes to vascular care, it's important to have a medical team focused on clinical excellence, innovation, compassion, and continuity of care. Specialists within the Christie Clinic Vein and Vascular Center offer comprehensive services for all vascular disorders, including reducing complications from your diabetes. Call the Christie Clinic Vein and Vascular Team for a consultation today at 366-2670. With locations close to home and work, their specialists can help you avoid surgery and keep your limbs healthy.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Toronto, Champaign, and Vancouver today. Quite windy for the day today with variable and cloudy skies. A little bit of a cool off later today, up to 65 before then. Stray shower late this morning and a couple of active, perhaps locally heavy or severe thunderstorms will get going this afternoon. Get a little more sun into this weather system and things will destabilize. And again, the threat for severe weather is in enhanced mode, category 3 out of 5 this afternoon and evening time. A couple of periods of rain for the night tonight, maybe a thunderstorm and a gusty one this evening as well. Low down to about 33. That rain may mix with some snow late. Tomorrow, springtime, 4:01 in the morning, anything but windy, much cooler, some showers of snow, mixed snow and rain in the morning, partly sunny later in the day, up to 46. We'll bottom out at 28 as skies clear tomorrow night, and maybe a few sprinkles in the afternoon, late Friday at 59 to 60, bit cooler at 53, and a partly cloudy Saturday, a little more rain back in Sunday into Monday, high temperatures of about 54 next Sunday. We're in the upper 40s next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, highs in the lower 50s. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm Dolchus, Greg Soldier.
Yes, sir! Off to the final segment of the program, ESPN 93.5. Our Stever offer is from 2 Men in a Junk Truck. And if you've got junk or stuff you don't want anymore, 2 Men in a Junk Truck will repurpose, donate, sell, whatever. Just get it out of your life. Mm-hmm. But they're not going to fill a landfill necessarily. They will if they have nothing else to do with it. So if you want $200 that I will give you, 1, 2. That's Ben Franklin's there. Fake, but sounded real.
Yeah.
If you want that, then just text us junk to 217-359-2255. We've gotten great reviews from the standpoint of how professional they are and how nice they are to get this real wiggy thing up my stairs from the basement and around the corner, and it didn't really fit, and they had to kind of position it. These guys are strong.
Yeah. And they know what they're doing, and you have the truck there. When you think of all the things that it takes to get rid of some of these big, bulky items, and you might be a little further along and you don't move things like you used to, and then you got nicks and dings and things like that on the walls, or you're trying to get up steps. That first item was the exercise equipment in the basement and things like that. These guys know how to do it all.
Yeah,
so
they really
make it happen. Yeah. Spring cleaning going on. You might have some winter items or things that have been there for years that you just want to move on down the road. It can happen with 2 Men in a Junk Truck.
All right, I'm giving $200 if you want to just text junk. You'll be considered. There's a number of you that are spotlighting this as a potential win. You have to do it. It's springtime's coming. And so you want to maybe get on board, and if you are able to clear stuff out, it is amazing what it does to your psyche.
So good.
You feel organized. You feel like you're on top of things.
Right.
When you chase stuff and you're going, I don't know, man. I feel like a hamster on a wheel, man. Mm-hmm. Just to get some stuff cleared out. And you've been meaning to do it for a while. Here's your chance with a $200 bill from me,
yep.
Stever. On the Stever program, again, 217-359. 2255.
The word junk.
Yep, we talked about Elon Musk and him able to help the astronauts get home following 8 or 9 months when they were supposed to be there 8 days. I don't know why it took 17 hours to get home. but they were swirling around the Earth at 1,700 miles an hour.
Oh, man.
And so when you leave, I mean, you're not going real far till you hit the atmosphere and you come into the blue sky.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I guess you wanted to land in the Gulf, so you had to wait for the spin. I don't know. I'm really fascinated. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, otherwise you're going to end up in the Indian Ocean. I mean, right? You come in the right time. How do you do that?
I don't know, Stevie. Smarter people than us, that's for sure.
Sadly, according to Elon Musk, he offered Joe Biden and Kamala Harris a chance to get these people home earlier, but he said it was political.
I just want to clarify on the issue of whether or not you had offered to send this rocket to space to rescue these astronauts sooner to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I heard somebody earlier today say, in fact, that didn't happen when I believe it did.
No, we definitely offered to return the astronauts earlier. There's no question about that. The astronauts were only supposed to be there for 8 days, and they've been there for almost 10 months. So obviously that doesn't make any sense. SpaceX could have brought the astronauts back after a few months at most, and we made that offer to the Biden administration. It was rejected for political reasons, and that's just a fact.
Okay. All right. So we didn't bring them home. We could have. What else? It kind of makes me go, where's NASA? Oh, did we kind of quit NASA? Are we not able to develop something to just go get them ourselves? We've got the smartest people in the world working in there.
Well, it talks in the stories when, Butch and Sonny were rescued about NASA astronaut Nick Hague being on the team. So NASA was a part of the plan.
Maybe it's just a team collaborative kind of a thing, but who works for NASA? Who works for Elon Musk? Mm-hmm. But again, he's
SpaceX.
He's a generational figure. I think the Tesla's amazing, and I think what the left has resorted to doing, take a key and make a big scratch on your car, blow them up, start fires at the dealerships. This is domestic terrorism, isn't it? Wouldn't you define that as domestic terror?
Right.
If you're in Las Vegas and you see a bunch of Teslas burning. And by the way, the big battery idea, okay, y'all wanted that to help. You can't put out a battery fire, car fire.
Right.
It's 5,000 degrees. Ask a firefighter how fun that is to try and put out an electric fire. You guys wanted to save the environment. Now Mark Kelly, former astronaut, selling his Tesla and getting some Tahoes. Oh, good for Tahoe, but that's not what you were saying about climate change.
Absolutely.
Be consistent, people. You want to reform your image. Start being consistent with what you believe. Start being more honest in what you really are after, and that's power and control.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it's the left isn't going to make it based on what they're doing right now. They will not. We've decided last November 5th that we went too far with the policies from the left. And if they keep doubling down, the Democratic Party, the great Democratic Party that we know, will have to tell the progressives that you got to go on your own, and yes, we're going to have a third party. And the immediate thought is, the Democrats will never win. I disagree. I think the folks in the middle that kind of aren't sure, they're looking for common sense, and the common sense can be a D. If you get Harold Ford Jr. to run, that's a guy you can vote for. That guy's amazing. Harold Ford Jr., look him up. He's on the 5, I think every other week on Fox. And there's a Democrat that's got common sense that I like a lot. So there, Joe Manchin might have saved the Republic when he bucked the filibuster idea and didn't think it was a good idea to stop that as a Democrat. So there are people, but right now, the way it's structured now, I mean, the progressives aren't going to let anybody get out of a primary.
A few texts coming in to 217-359-2255. People are idiots, Stevie. I followed a Tesla on the way home, had an anti-Musk sticker on the back of the Tesla. How ridiculous, LOL.
But why?
As the man said, you get what you tolerate.
But why would you be anti-Musk, an anti-electric car?
Right, and then you're driving one, right?
And what has Elon Musk done to you? He's exposing waste, fraud, and abuse from how your money that you give to the United States government is being spent. And if there are bad things, why are you against that? Why are you bucking this fact that maybe we can save some money? I know it's disruptive to lose your job and sad and bad. It is. If you've got a nice gig and you're going in sometimes, but not very much, and you're making pretty good money with amazing benefits. You got kids. No, it's very disruptive. But if you are in trouble in your own household budget, you can't spend it on certain things because you don't have enough money. The United States is in peril of going down because of our debt. If you believe that, then you have to do something urgent. If you don't, and then all of a sudden the next day, the U.S. is in trouble. The rest of the world's in trouble if we're in trouble. We're going to be a domino effect if the U.S. goes down. So, I mean, I don't get it. So he's not getting paid any money. He's doing all this stuff, trying to figure out, for the first time in my lifetime, you got somebody actually going in and doing what they say. Barack Obama said, we're going to save money. We're going to make Joe in charge of saving money. The video everywhere. That's why X was so important. Nothing's being edited out now, so you can actually see past videos of past presidents like Bill Clinton and Barack Obama saying we need to save some money.
Well, I think Bill was the last one who actually got it all leveled out in the 90s. I know that I visited his, museum and library or whatever when I made a trip down to Little Rock, Arkansas inside the last 6 months.
Well, and Bill Clinton worked with Newt Gingrich. Newt Gingrich on the Republican side, because they had the Congress, and they worked beautifully together, and it was the last time.
Back in the day when we used to actually work together.
Yeah, balanced budget was the... So anyway, and then we had 9/11, and then we had COVID, and all these other reasons that this thing is ballooned. But the bottom line is we got to quit spending the money. And who wants a $57 million rent building that's empty?
Yeah.
Sell the building. Doesn't that make sense? I'm just all for discovering this thing, helping people land another job, empathizing with their situation, but you can't absolutely burn vehicles because you disagree with policy. That's not how we settle things.
Another comment from John in Camargo saying that we said 1,700 miles per hour, and we think it's 17,500 miles per hour.
What is the rotation of the Earth? Is it 12,000 miles?
Here we go with the...
AI, stand by. I'll go to AI, stand by.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family-owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians. I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
Yeah, thank you, John. I think the ship was going 17,000 miles an hour, and I think our Earth rotates about 1,000 miles. How come we don't feel that? And how do I know when to pull the parachute or something? I don't think you want me driving that car. When do I go? Why did it take 12 hours? Anyway, check your sports headlines.
Xavier and Texas for the 11 seed, 8-10 tonight for that game as we fill out our brackets and get ready for the NCAA tournament. Really tomorrow in the 11 o'clock hour. Here we go. And the bracket is officially set for the 2025 NCAA men's basketball tournament, with Illinois 21-12, an at-large selection, earning the program's 5th consecutive bid under head coach Brad Underwood as the number 6 seed in the Midwest region, playing that first round on Friday at the Pfizer Forum. Winner taking on, again, Texas or Xavier. Game time set for 8:45 Central Time, televised on CBS. If you're wanting to watch the game with a bunch of fans around here, Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue. Plus, they have their March memorabilia giveaway. And tomorrow's signed jersey, Friday rather, is Nick Anderson.
Yeah.
And so that'll be great to get one of those in case you'd like to get in on the fun with J&J Gaming. We also have our Illinois women in action Saturday night as they face Creighton. It turned out that the Dodgers ended up beating the Cubs 6-3. You can hear the action when it comes to the Cubs. That was the Tokyo series over on US 105.9. And I hope Parkland does well at DAC as they face Howard Community College. Their record is 31-2.
So if you have Auburn, Duke,
Florida, Houston.
And Houston, those are the ones. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be all ones, right?
No.
It'll be somebody else in there.
Right.
The twos are very, very good as well. I mean, you got Tennessee and St. John's. What a resurgence with Rick Pitino. Michigan State's a 2 now. I think they're very good. And the other two, Alabama. Yeah, good. Couldn't you see Michigan State make a run? I mean, they've got a very good basketball team.
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously well coached.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we will see who makes it through. And I'm going to go through this thing today, but just pick them, right? You can't think too much about it. Because these things are going to be some games that you're going to say, oh, I can't believe so. I picked it. Right? You pick some upsets. And is it an upset if a 12 beats a 5? Probably not. It's a margin of difference between these teams is very, very little. Weather next. You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck, duck, goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Champaign-Urbana Saturday. Quite windy for the day today with variable and cloudy skies. A little bit of a cool-off later today, up to 65 before then. Stray shower late this morning and a couple of active, perhaps locally heavy or severe thunderstorms will get going this afternoon. Get a little more sun into this weather system and things will destabilize. And again, the threat for severe weather is in that enhanced mode, category 3 out of 5 this afternoon and evening time. A couple of periods of rain for the night tonight, maybe a thunderstorm and a gusty one this evening as well. Low down to about 33. That rain may mix with some snow late. Tomorrow, springtime, 4:01 in the morning. Anything but windy, much cooler. Some showers of snow, mixed snow and rain in the morning. Partly sunny later in the day, up to 46. We'll bottom out at 28 as skies clear tomorrow night. And maybe a few sprinkles in the afternoon. Late Friday at 59 to 60. Bit cooler at 53 and a partly cloudy Saturday. A little more rain back in Sunday into Monday. High temperatures of about 54 next Sunday. We're in the upper 40s next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Highs in the lower 50s. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm Meteorologist Greg Soldier.
At ABC, it's your chance to get that air conditioner and furnace you've needed. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning can now offer 12 months same as cash, 9.9% financing, or up to $2,000 cash back on residential Amana units. Whether you need a furnace and or air conditioner, you can take advantage of this deal through the end of March. ABC means always be comfortable. Let locally and family-owned ABC take care of you. Call Gina today at 217-352-5400 or visit abcheatingandac.com.
Yep. Okay. So one of the reasons I may not be as wrapped up in basketball as I'm so wrapped up in baseball. Because I'm following that closely because it's in the family now.
That's right.
We're watching Cincinnati and Jacob Hurtubise. I played a clip that he was interviewed last night. He's very close to actually making the opening day roster, which is a big, big deal. Hard to do that. So I'm watching that closer than anything, really. I think I'm diverted a little bit, but again, you'd understand if your family's involved, then you're really, really interested. But I mean, hey, wanting Illinois to get through the first weekend, I think we could all agree at this minute that if you go to the Sweet 16 and lose the first game of the Sweet 16, it's still going to be a pretty darn successful season.
Absolutely.
And, of course, we loved going to one doorstep away from the Final Four last year.
Mm-hmm.
But to win a basketball game in the NCAA has never been harder. To win one. Again, it used to be 30 years ago where you're just going to win that game. Occasionally, very rare does somebody really get like a 14 beats a 3. We lost to a 14 in the 80s. And the team was Austin P., and I'll never forget that game. But now it's 14 over 3 wouldn't shock you. 15 over 2 happens. 16 over 16 over 1 has happened twice.
Mm-hmm.
It probably isn't going to happen very often still because you're talking about the best teams against a really small school. So I think it's so exciting, and then you've got all of this hype, and then if a team wins a game, can they win it again? And this guy who was raised in a barn, and he just shot the ball. I mean, that kind of story.
Yep.
You get all these human interest stuff that's amazing. So we shall be all about it tomorrow as we kick it off. All your pools are due. Latest, most of everything I've seen is 10 a.m. Thursday morning to get everything in. So... and as you fill it out, it's totally fun. The first
and then, of
weekend's
course, Cardinals will be here on March 27th as we have opening day. Minnesota game starts at 3:15 here on ESPN 93.5.
And we'll have the pregame, all the ceremony stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just a little nervous about that because sometimes booing happens that lately, the last few years. Don't boo. Just don't boo your home guys.
Do they still bring out the Clydesdales?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And all
It's
that?
opening day everywhere is pretty cool. Pretty amazing. But, Cardinals, there's no expectation. Pressure's off. Win some games. Shock the world. Same for the Cubs. We've got the Cubs on US 105.9. I think they're going to be really good and contenders, I think, for the division. And I hope the Cardinals are better than people think because that'll be more fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we're carrying them, and we want them to do well.
That's right.
All right, Diane, we thank you.
Enjoy the day.
We'll be back tomorrow. John Decker's on spring break tomorrow, so he won't be on tomorrow, but we'll have Did You Know with Nathaniel's son, one of our highlights tomorrow morning.
Sounds good.
Thank you for listening. I'm Stevie J. That's Diane Ducey. Have a great Wednesday.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
When you're looking for your next vehicle, be sure to stop at Sarah Champagne and listen to Merez.
Hi, I'm Merez Johnson Jr., power forward for the University of Illinois basketball team. The only place you should shop for your next vehicle is Sarah Champagne, home of Honda, BMW, Buick GMC, and Subaru. Why? Because they treat you like family every time. Take it from me, Merez Johnson Jr. Sarah Champagne will be the last dealership you will ever work with.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com. Well, tell me, Tim Onsa, lawn mowing season soon, Dixie Chopper, dedicated diesel. It's off Route 45 as you're heading toward Rantoul. You turn left on Triumph Drive till you can't drive anymore, and you'll be right there. And you got some Dixie Choppers I could buy.
Oh, yeah. Andy's got his hands full with Dixie Choppers, and stop by, see Andy, get a great deal on a mower.
Fastest mower you can buy, so you don't have to spend 2 hours out there. You might spend 45 minutes, and plus, Andy can tune it up or fix it.
Sure he can. Yeah, we got a full shop ready to go. Whatever you need.
When it comes to early on here in the spring, it can be, weeds up to your mid-thigh or whatever. So sometimes you need a really tough kind of mower to get through all that in the brush.
Well, yeah, these are built solid. They'll get through that stuff, and all of the structural components have a great warranty. So if something does go wrong, we can definitely get it fixed. Get Andy at Dedicated Diesel, 217-328-0562, or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Not every remodel project is as easy as the couple on the Home Improvement Channel make it look. From old furniture to construction debris, a home remodel can quickly turn into a junk pile. 2 Men and a Junk Truck is here to make your home improvement dreams a reality. They offer hassle-free junk removal and dumpster rentals to clear the way for your next big project.
Perfect.
Use code REMODEL25 to save $25 on your next service. 2 Men and a Junk Truck, making your home improvement journey a breeze. Visit 2menandajuncktruck.com. Offer valid at 2 Men and a Junk Truck, Champaign, Illinois.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best